When your mind feels like a storm-tossed ocean and peace seems impossible, remember this: the very turbulence you're experiencing right now is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. You are not alone in feeling overwhelmed by life's relentless waves of challenge, uncertainty, and change. Today we'll explore 10 profound Buddhist teachings that have guided countless souls from chaos to unshakable inner calm. These aren't mere concepts to understand, but living practices that transform how you meet every moment, no matter how fierce the storm around you becomes. The first teaching emerges from a simple truth. Your mind creates most of your suffering through what Buddhists call papaññāka, the endless mental proliferation of thoughts about thoughts. Right now, notice how your mind takes a single worry and spins it into elaborate stories about the future, weaving catastrophic scenarios that haven't happened and may never occur. In the monastery, I've watched how a monk's concern about tomorrow's rain can spiral into anxiety about the entire season, then doubt about their spiritual progress, then despair about their worthiness. This is papaññāka in action, the mind's compulsive storytelling. But here's the profound shift. The moment you recognize this mental spinning, you step outside the storm. Take 3 conscious breaths right now. With each exhale, imagine releasing one layer of mental elaboration, returning to what's actually happening in this present moment. The stories your mind tells about reality are not reality itself. They're clouds passing through the vast sky of your awareness. This recognition opens the door to the second teaching, impermanence, or anicca. Every sensation you're experiencing right now, whether pleasant or painful, is already changing. The Buddhist understanding goes deeper than simply knowing things change. It's about feeling in your bones that this moment of suffering or joy is not permanent, not solid, not who you are. Picture a river flowing past a boulder. The water crashes against the stone with tremendous force, creating foam and turbulence. Yet within moments, that exact configuration of water and movement is gone forever, replaced by new patterns, new flows. Your emotional states move through you with the same fluid impermanence. The anxiety gripping you now, the frustration burning in your chest, the overwhelming sadness, these are like water meeting stone, temporary formations in the endless flow of experience. Practice this. When intense emotion arises, whisper to yourself, this too is changing. Don't try to push the feeling away, but hold it lightly, like watching clouds reshape themselves in an ever-changing sky. Yet impermanence alone isn't enough, which brings us to the third teaching about attachment, the root of all suffering. Buddhist wisdom reveals that pain is unavoidable, but suffering is optional. Suffering arises when we grasp desperately at experiences we want to keep, or push away experiences we want to avoid. This grasping is like trying to hold on to a handful of water. The tighter we squeeze, the more quickly it escapes. In one monastery garden, I observed a monk tending to lotus flowers. When strong winds threatened to damage the blooms, he didn't frantically try to shield each flower. Instead, he secured what he could, then watched with equanimity as some petals fell. The lotus teaches us, he said quietly, that beauty includes both blooming and falling. This is non-attachment, caring deeply while holding lightly. Right now, identify one thing you're gripping too tightly, perhaps an outcome, a relationship, or even an idea about how you should feel. Imagine placing it gently in your open palm, offering it to the flow of life without abandoning your care, but releasing your desperate need to control. This leads us naturally to the fourth teaching, the power of acceptance, not as passive resignation, but as conscious cooperation with reality as it is. Acceptance doesn't mean liking what's happening, it means stopping the exhausting war between what is and what we think should be. Most of our mental energy gets consumed in this futile battle, leaving little strength for actual positive change. Consider how a tree bends in a hurricane. It doesn't resist the wind's force with rigid opposition that would snap its trunk. Instead, it yields, flexes, and finds its strength through flexibility. Yet it remains rooted, never losing its essential nature. This is wise acceptance, bending without breaking, yielding without abandoning your core truth. When you feel overwhelmed by circumstances, pause and ask, how can I work with this reality instead of against it? This single question transforms you from victim to conscious participant in your own life. The fifth teaching reveals the liberating truth about your thoughts. You are not your thoughts, and you don't have to believe every mental story your brain produces. In Buddhist understanding, thoughts are like uninvited guests knocking at your door. You can notice them without inviting them in for dinner. Your mind will produce approximately 70,000 thoughts today, and most will be repetitive, worry-based, or completely irrelevant to your actual well-being. Here's a practice that changes everything. When a distressing thought arises, instead of analyzing its content, simply note thinking and return your attention to your breath. You're not suppressing the thought or judging it. You're just refusing to feed it your precious attention. Thoughts without attention are like fires without fuel. They naturally extinguish themselves. This mental freedom prepares you for the sixth teaching, cultivating loving kindness or metta, starting with yourself. So many people exhaust themselves trying to be compassionate to others, while maintaining harsh inner criticism. Buddhist wisdom recognizes that you cannot offer what you don't possess. If your inner voice speaks with cruelty, that cruelty will color all your relationships. Place your hand on your heart and feel its steady rhythm. This heart has been beating faithfully every moment of your life, asking nothing in return, simply sustaining you through every joy and sorrow. Can you speak to yourself with the same unconditional care your heart offers? When you make a mistake, when you feel afraid, when you don't meet your own expectations, try responding as you would to a beloved friend facing the same struggle. From this foundation of self-compassion flows the seventh teaching, the middle path, avoiding the extremes that create suffering. This isn't about mediocrity or compromise. It's about finding the dynamic balance point where you can respond skillfully to life's challenges without being overwhelmed by them or numbed to them. Like a musician tuning a string instrument, you're learning to find the precise tension that creates harmony. Too tight, and the string snaps. Too loose, and no music is possible. In your daily life, this means honoring your needs without becoming selfish, setting boundaries without building walls, caring deeply without drowning in others' pain. Notice where in your life you oscillate between extremes, perhaps between workaholism and complete avoidance, or between people-pleasing and isolation. The middle path invites you to find sustainable ways of engaging that you can maintain with grace and authenticity. This balance depends on the eighth teaching, present moment awareness, the sanctuary that's always available, no matter how chaotic your external circumstances become. Your breath is happening now, your heartbeat is now, the sensation of air on your skin, the colors reaching your eyes, the sounds entering your ears. All of this richness exists only in this eternal present moment. Yet your mind spends most of its time either rehashing the past or projecting into the future, missing the actual life happening right here. Buddhist practice offers a radical invitation. What if this moment, exactly as it is, contains everything you need, not what you want, but what you need for your spiritual growth and authentic happiness? Take a moment now to feel your feet touching the ground, to notice the miracle of air flowing into your lungs, to recognize the aliveness pulsing through your body. This is your permanent address, your true home, not the stories in your head, but the living reality of now. The ninth teaching builds on this presence. Everything is interconnected, and your suffering is never yours alone. When you feel isolated in your pain, remember that millions of others have faced similar challenges and found their way through. Your struggle connects you to the vast web of human experience, not separate from it. Buddhist wisdom sees individual suffering as part of the universal human condition, what connects us rather than what divides us. Your anxiety, your grief, your confusion are not personal failures, but shared human experiences that can deepen your compassion for others walking similar paths. When overwhelmed, try this perspective shift. May all beings who are suffering as I am right now find peace. May my willingness to face this difficulty with courage inspire others to do the same. Suddenly, your pain becomes not just personal healing, but a contribution to the healing of our interconnected world. Finally, the 10th teaching offers the ultimate freedom. Letting go is not about pushing away or spiritual bypassing, but about releasing your grip on outcomes while maintaining your commitment to positive action. True letting go happens when you realize that your happiness doesn't depend on getting what you want, but on accepting what you have while continuing to act with wisdom and compassion. This doesn't mean becoming passive or indifferent. Rather, it means recognizing that your power lies not in controlling results, but in choosing your responses moment by moment. Like a gardener who plants seeds, waters them faithfully, then trusts the process of growth without yanking at shoots to make them grow faster. As we complete this journey through these 10 transformative teachings, feel how each one supports the others, creating a web of wisdom that can hold you steady through any storm. Your mind's natural state isn't chaos, it's spacious awareness, like the sky that remains unchanged, whether it holds storms or sunshine. The peace you're seeking isn't something you need to achieve or acquire, it's something you can uncover by gently removing the layers of mental habits that obscure it. Each teaching we've explored offers you one more tool for this uncovering, one more way to return home to your own unshakable center. If this exploration has brought you even a moment of clarity or calm, consider sharing it with someone else who might benefit. Like a candle lighting another candle, your peace contributes to the peace of our interconnected world.